Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to add a new road in Visum. So I've got the Tuscaloosa base scenario file open for Visum. This is the file that we imported from Cube and we opened it up into Visum and kind of imported and tweaked everything when PTV Group was here helping us. So I haven't really made any changes to this. I am using the demo version of Visum today, so I can't save things and I can't import things like I usually would, and I can't really open the file that I had because I'd kind of saved changes the last time. But anyway, so anything I'll show you, I will make sure that I specify how it would look on the actual full version. So I've just opened up the file right now. Nothing really on it. If you open up the base Tuscaloosa and I accidentally saved it with the graphic parameters on, that just means that this little button is going to be checked right here. All you have to do is go to graphics in the toolbar, edit graphic parameters, uncheck this draw box, and all of those red bars should go off and you should be able to see exactly what I'm looking at. So how to add a new road, basically what you're going to do is first you want to run an assignment for this base scenario. So how to do that is go to calculate, procedure sequence, and if yours isn't already listed like this, it's not a problem. Go over here to create, and then you can select any of these that you need to. The first one's going to be initial assignment, and the second is going to be PRT assignment. So if I want to do a second initial assignment, I just click OK. I don't need a second one of those, so I'm going to click that and delete it. So what you want is initial assignment for the first procedure and PRT assignment for the second procedure. So for the second procedure, you want to make sure that this reference object does say CC, or it will not work correctly. And then here for the variant/file, we are doing an equilibrium assignment for this. We could do an incremental, we could do stochastic. Those are going to be the main three. Equilibrium is kind of what PTV said go for, but if you want to try out incremental or stochastic, I would suggest those two. I think equilibrium is actually the least used assignment method, so possibly looking at these could help out. Just for the purpose of this, though, we're going to use equilibrium. So we're going to run that first assignment. To do that, click number 1 or wherever you want the procedure to start and click this green play button right here. So I'm going to click that, and that's running. That's assigning all the vehicles. And then we're going to go back to our network editor. You can exit off of this up at the top, or you can just go down to the bottom and click network editor. So we can't see anything right now. That's because we just turned our graphics parameters off. So go to the graphics tab in the toolbar, edit graphic parameters, and check that box back on for standard bars and volume, and they're going to be red. And there it is. There are all the cars that are going to be in the network. That is, obviously, we're going to have more people going through the interstate, so the thickness of the bars correlates to the volume of traffic that is going through there. So this is actually our first assignment. So these numbers are going to be a little bit different from the imported volumes that we got from Cube, just because Visum is going to route things a little bit differently. You could save this as a new version and compare the assignment here rather than the imported volumes, but just for the sake of this assignment, we're going to just compare with the imported volumes later on. So now we know what it looks like here for a base scenario without a new road added. So we're going to go to File, Export Graphics, and we want to export this as a JPEG export screenshot. So we click that. If you had the full version, which you do, you're going to click that and it will export basically exactly what you see on your screen right here. So you might want to have your zoom level set at somewhat of a where you think you'll have it the next time, or just try to line it up the best you can. I think you can even look down here in the right bottom corner and it should show kind of where you're at. I don't know that you could get there specifically again, but just to get you the basic level zoomed out, you should be fine. So now we want to go ahead and add our second road. So we're going to turn these graphics parameters off just to work with this file and not have that red kind of in our way the whole time. So just check that off and OK. And then we're going to go ahead and zoom down here to where we're looking at. So we want to add a new road from the Joe Malisham exit all the way down here to this kind of weird 5, 6, however many point angle that is, down here past Shelton State. So in order to do this, we need to add a new link. So if nodes was selected, you would obviously select links here. And then we're going to go to the insert mode, which is this plus button right under where it says network editor. And I'm going to start at this node at Joe Malisham, click, go down here to this node and click. So then I'm going to just click OK. I don't really need to be any more specific than that. And now I can start editing. So if I wanted to add in turns, it's going to show here, it's not actually letting me add anything onto this roadway at either end. Again, if I go to the network editor and try to go to the junction editor for the node, it's not even showing a leg here. So that means I have a problem. The reason that this is because I actually haven't given any attributes to this roadway yet. So to do that, I want to edit my link, and I can double click on it and see, oh, I haven't actually given it. There's not even a transport system that is allowed on this roadway. And the same thing for the opposite direction. So you would just go down and click opposite, and it shows you what the opposite direction is showing. So I assume that this road is going to operate somewhat like this road up here near the Skyland and 69 South intersection does. So I'm going to select this roadway, double click, and I see, okay, that's 55 miles an hour. You do allow cars on it. Here's the lanes. There's the capacity. Same thing for the opposite direction. Okay, so now I can exit off of that, and I've got this link already selected. Now I can look at the quick view down here in the left bottom corner, and I can see all those attributes I just looked at. If I click this copy button right here, I can copy that, click on the new link, and paste, and then double click on it, go to opposite, okay, and paste again in the quick view. And now I'm allowing cars on it for both directions. Now all I have to do are edit the turns. So I can go to turns, well, go to nodes, open up my junction editor. Now I see this new roadway. Oh, we didn't do it for both directions. So just get back out of here, network editor, links, click here, and paste. There we go. So go back and edit that. We can just click over here at the junction editor. Now that arrow is not there, so it is for both directions. So now I want to edit the turns, so I go over here to turns, and yours might not look like this right now. See all these with the 3 dots at the T-sys set? If yours is not showing that, just right click, and then there will be an option here to show also closed turns. So see, they go away, and here they come back. You can also do that with closed links. Right now, our link is not actually closed. We just opened it up with adding those attributes. So basically, we're just not allowing cars to make any of these turns right now. So going from the T-sys set and see all these C's, we just want to make everything on there a C. So if you click those 3 dots, click the C car, and now you're allowing cars to make all those turns onto that new roadway. Okay, now we're allowing cars to turn every which way onto that road. Now we want to make sure we do it at the opposite end of the roadway. So in order to just jump over to that next node, we can click that blue button right here, and it'll take us to the next node downstream. So same thing, just allowing cars, make sure all of those say C and not the 3 dots. And you can see when I do that, it also shows you right here which turn that actually is. So you're allowing this oddly directed northwest movement go straight onto that roadway. Okay, now we have all of the turns open, so we can go back to our network editor and zoom back out. And now we just want to run our assignment again. So we go to calculate, procedure sequence, and we want to run the same sequence for that. So click the green play button. Okay, and now we go back to our network editor And graphics, edit graphic parameters, turn on our volume bars, click OK. And now we can see that we actually have added volume to that roadway. We've added about 16,000 cars in both directions. So we know cars are getting on this roadway. Now we want to look at how did our network shift? How did it change from our previous state to adding this new road? So we do that by going back to graphics, edit graphic parameters, and now we want to add a new option. So we're going to turn off the red bars and leave on our new bars. We don't want these to be standard bars. They're going to actually be difference bars. So we're going to take the volume that we just calculated from this last assignment, and we want to see the difference in the imported volumes. Those are the imported volumes from Cube. Like I said earlier, these might be a little different. If you go ahead and run a first assignment and give that a specific name or something, you can compare it here, but just for the sake of this scenario, import volumes is fine. And so they're difference bars, so we're going to have two different colors here. So if we click down here in the colors bars, we can change what color it was. We can alter it in any way. Green and red is fine for this. So anything that is less than or equal to 0 is going to be green. Anywhere that we took cars off of the network or anywhere that we added cars to the network is going to have a color. So taking them off is going to be green and adding them is going to be red. Like I said, we're going to see red in some weird areas here just because that's comparing to the imported volumes. So running an assignment is going to say, okay, we think cars are going to go here when Cube thought they were going to go here. That's the only difference in those weird areas. So if you click OK, now we can actually see what happened. So looking at this, we can see that we took almost 7,000 cars in both directions off of the interstate here, and we put them here, all 16,000 here. We took some off at Skyline and 69, and we took them off in some different areas, Bear Creek Cutoff Road, and different areas like that. So you can zoom in for more specific values. We can zoom in further. So there, we took about 29,000 cars both directions off of 69 South and Skyline. So then you can just zoom back out to about where you thought you had it before, and then go back to File, Export Graphics as a JPEG, and then you can compare the two. Now when you save this, you want to save this as a different version. So you're going to have your base file version, and then you're going to have this as a separate version. So it's going to be Tuscaloosa 2015 new connector to Joe Malisham, so that you have two separate files for this, because you don't want to be saving over your base file, because you're never going to be able to get that back, just that initial file that you had with no changes. You always want to use that as your comparison file, so make sure you save this as a new version. And I believe that's all that I have for you right now. I hope it works out. Thanks.